Hey, my name is PolishLynx, welcome to Sakura Spirit, and let's check out what happened the next morning, right? Yeah. I woke the next morning to the sun filtering in through the wooden blinds, yawning loudly. The girls had very graciously given me an entire room to myself, and it was certainly a lot bigger than my room back home. It was still early in the morning, likely a bit before breakfast. I decided to spend a short moment to gather my thoughts. It was clear that in order to learn more about my situation, I would need to pay a visit to the shrine. Maybe I could even find the answers to some other questions that had been lingering in the back of my mind for a while now. The fact that Magical seemed surprisingly nervous at the mention of Tsuyuri's name made me wonder about the relationship. What could possibly have happened to make Magical react like that? The apparent hostility between the villagers and the fox spirits was another issue altogether. Of course, I couldn't forget about the fact that I needed to find a way to get home as well. Just as I finished gathering my thoughts, my voice resounded from the downstairs. "Takani, breakfast's ready, could you go get One-sama?" "Sure, we'll be right there." I quickly made my way out the room, finding myself within one of the corridors of the mansion. Once outside, it didn't take long for me to find Magical wandering down the corridor, her lips curving into a smile when she saw me. "No need to look for me, Takakun." Michael's voice reached me loud and clear. "Good morning, Machiko-san. Did you sleep well?" "It was a decent sleep, although perhaps a bit lonely, however. You seem to be getting along well with my little sister Takani, was it? Perhaps I should consider you my rival in the quest for the heart of our dear Maiko-chan." "Hey. She seems to like it. I guess I'll be stuck with that name for a while." "Oh, is it not to your liking?" "Well, perhaps you would prefer Darling instead." You were watching us." "Indeed, it was taking you both such a long time. I grew rather curious and snuck out." "But I didn't see you at all." "Well, I'm a fox spirit. Hiding myself from humans is like playing hide and seek with a child." Then you know, why don't you use your hiding skills to hide from the guards? Well, now that you mention it, the thought never occurred to me. Well, it certainly was fun getting chased by them. No, it wasn't. Unfortunately, Marco does not have the best control over her change. She's far too excitable and she's unable to maintain the illusion. It is her one magical blind spot. I'm sure it wouldn't have been full fun if the tsundere tyrant had caught you both. That certainly would have been an unpleasant experience. Then again, I'm sure you would have ended up saving me, wouldn't you, Takaku? And it's a supple change in magical voice as the sweet sugar-coated words caused my cheeks to flush red. I really wasn't any good at dealing with this girl's flirty attitude. Stepping backwards, I turned back towards the stairs at the end of the corridor and replied in a hurried tone, "My garden is waiting for us." And with that, I rushed towards the kitchen, with Machiko giggling behind me as she followed. "Oh, good morning, both of you. I fixed up some eggs and toast for you. There are some oranges too." "Oh, wonderful. Thank you, little one. You are getting better at this." To wake up knowing a pretty girl made my breakfast, it's a good to be alive. "Perhaps you would enjoy having one resting by your side as well."
"That's a bit overkill, especially considering the condition of said girl."
I recalled the sight of Machiko sleeping yesterday, and my cheeks immediately grew red. I quickly sat down at the table, trying to distract myself by changing the subject. "So, thanks to you two, I learned a little about this world. How about return the favor and talk about mine? Do you have anything you want to ask?" "Oh yeah, I want to know, what are the spirits like in your world?"
Spirits, you say?" I thought about the question for a moment before replying with a sheepish grin.
"Well, in my world, spirits only exist in folk tales. They appear in stories, and certain religions even worship them, but it's not like we got them running around like they do in this world." "Folktales, worship, your word's strange, Takakun." "Oh, that's kinda boring. What about your life? Are you a defender of your village? You said something about Judo before, what is that?"
"You mean Judo? Well, in my world, people go to this place called school. It's basically a place of knowledge, where you learn a lot of things before you're considered an adult in our society. But in my world, the defenders are known as the police. They keep things peaceful and such. I'm just a student. I guess you could say that I'm studying to become defender, not just of my village, but of my whole country. It was a bit exaggerated, but it felt kind of nice to call myself a defender.
Yeah, that sounds weird. Is the police like the army or something, defending the whole nation? Your word is very strange, Takakun.
I wouldn't call it strange, Machiko-san. It's this world that's weird, but no. The police is like the guards in the village. We do have an actual army that defends the country.
Either way, your word sounds like fun, especially if everyone's like you. Anyway, Oh no, dang it! These soldiers all have worms in them. Ew. Unless you forget to check them again! Oh, how terrible. I must have been overcome with fatigue. I never gotten around to checking them properly. Big ol' lazy me! I'll just have to go and get some apples instead.
As Maiko went outside to grab some apples, my eyes drifted towards Machiko, who was observing me with a content smile, clearly pleased with something.
It is such a relief to see her in such a good mood. It has been a tough few months, I must admit. She's been upset that her magical skills have not been progressing as fast as they once did.
Well, we all have our ups and downs, especially when it comes to studying. I still remember how I used to dread exams, so little time for my judo. It made me rather sad at times.
That does sound rather stressful. Tell me, Takakun, what is that you study? I'm intrigued by this school notion.
Well, my situation is a bit different from most. Well, I go to school like everyone else. I actually aim to become an athlete. To explain it in a way you'd understand, an athlete is someone who practices a certain sport, and those who are among the best end up representing their country. I have an upcoming tournament that will decide whether or not I will be able to represent my country in judo.
I think I understand. You focus on your strength while still gathering knowledge to allow yourself a multitude of options and interesting methods. I should thank you.
I guess you could say it like that, but why thank me?
I believe that your sudden appearance in our world has had a lot to do with Maiko's newfound joy. I can hear her singing something I have not heard in weeks. It warms my heart to see her so overjoyed, and I believe it is because of you. Thank you, Takakun.
I doubt that's the only reason, but you're welcome. I smiled bashfully at Machiko before continuing. Then again, I should also thank you busting my rear out of jail. I didn't want to think about what I would have been doing if I was still in the care of that tsundere tyrant.
You are most welcome, but please do not be so hard on me, Yo-chan. There are many things here beyond our control. But perhaps it is out of our hands for now. I still wish to thank you, Takakun. I have been wondering how I might repay you for bringing such joy to Maiko-chan.
Hey, repay me. For a moment my thoughts drifted towards certainly, but my cheeks really turned scarlet red at the thought. I couldn't ask something like that of her. I'm not sure I have anything in mind. I think your smile is enough, really.
You are a true gentleman, Lagan. It's a shameful. I was thinking of such enough things too.
The fox pretty giggled to herself as she turned towards the garden, watching Maiko struggle to descend from one of the trees with an armful of apples.
Maiko-chan, there are only 3 of us. Your belly does not count for a 4th person.
Speaking of a 4th person, it sounded like you two used to talk a lot with the spirit at the shrine. Why do you get so nervous when this Tsuru is involved?
That's not important, eh? Oh, is that giant bird carrying the seed of the word tree? Well, maybe it is. I should go and...
Tsuru Donna, thank you for visiting us today. Machiko-san is right over there.
Sir, no, I'm sorry. I have just been turned. Please forgive me, Tsuru-sama.
Oh, to think you'd get that flustered. Is she that amazing of a person?
You don't understand. It is complicated. There are certain skills that I, as fox spirit, possess. A subtle way of talking or acting that influence how people perceive me. They are, I suppose they would be considered social skills, but for spirits, Tsuru is capable of completely negating this, and it leaves me feeling rather nervous and helpless.
I see, so basically she's immune to your flirting, and connecting the dots in my mind, I planted the palm of my hand against my forehead. Oh, no.
Now I get it.
You're afraid of approaching her because this Tsuru is bigger flair than you, but if she's flirting with you...
Oh, I see, you swing that way.
For some reason, I suddenly felt rather disappointed.
That's not true. Well, maybe she has an overpowering presence and it does not allow me to properly do my thing. I'm not sure what you mean by swinging, however.
It means that you know, like girls.
Oh really?
Well, how about we forget all about Surin for now, and I show you exactly which way I do swing, Takakun. That won't be necessary, but she must be quite a challenge to deal with, considering I briefly lowered my voice to a whisper. You're already a handful to deal with once you start your teasing. You are perhaps less the gentleman I thought you to be, Takakun. What am I then? A lovable rogue, perhaps? Or maybe you see yourself as more of a hero type? Of course I'm a hero. A perverted one, but a hero nonetheless. Onesama Takani. Welcome back, my chan. How did the hunt for the golden apple go? Eh? No golden ones, but I got a lot of good ones. Even one that's shaped like a heart. You can have that one, Takani. An apple shaped like a heart? Interesting. Does this mean you're confessing your love to me by giving me this? Maybe I am. I seriously think Ichikawa would kill me if he saw me in my current situation. Why, thank you. For Our Lady, I shall savor every moment of its sweet flavor. My God, how could you betray your love of me? You were one and only sister. Did our time together mean nothing? Oh my. But I love you too, Nessa. I found a super big apple for you. Polygamy at its finest. Well, we better hurry up. We're going to go see Tsuchan. Wait, what? I thought we would at least need to ask for her permission and wait until she grew bored enough to reply. I know, but when I was picking apples, I found one of her tiny familiars. She said she wanted to see us today. Oh, poopy. Nice! Full interactions Manko had received, we set off from the mansion. The three of us made our way through the forest, somehow managing to stay on the route with the help of the familiar. It didn't take us long before we arrived at the place where Machiko had fallen into the river. They say that a cautious fox is worth two, so we made it past the river without further ado. So, according to these familiars, the shrine is supposed to be up ahead. My gaze had fallen upon a series of steps that went up the hill from the dirt path gate standing at the top. Oh no! What could she want from us? She never summons us. She always bumps into us by chance. Why has she called for us, I wonder? You're so silly. I'm sure it's nothing to be worried about. Maybe she has found a way to stop my headaches. Now that would be truly wonderful, but it is no use guessing. With a stride of confidence my steps, I swiftly climbed the stairs. The girls quickly followed in my wake. One was mimicking my own bold steps, while the other followed with small, slow paces. Come on, Anasama, why not we make a game of it? To take your mind off it, we could play Hop Along Dandy. Hop, Maiko-chan. The spunky girl hopped past me, giving out commands that all the girls seemed to be following. They both moved one step at a time, either hopping, stepping, or jumping to the next step. When one fumbled, the other took another step, and the command then switched to the other girl. The panic that had almost set in had seemingly vanished as Machiko continued the silly little game with her sister. The two soon reached the top of the steps, and a voice I could have sworn I had heard somewhere before resounded in the air. How adorable, Maiko-chan hasn't changed a bit in all those years, still hopping around on my doorstep like a bunny. A bunny. Foxy, that is a bunny. Yeah. At the sound of the voice, Machiko let out a cry of surprise, her body trembling slightly as its owner revealed herself. The one responsible for Machiko's reaction seemed to be a familiar figure that hopped off of the gate with ease and landed gracefully before us, her tail sweeping back and forth through the air. And Machi-chan, I'm so glad to see you again. It's been a while since we last played. Have you been well? Aichu-chan, we were playing a really fun game just now. Hello, Tsuri-sama. We are doing well, thank you. It did look like a very cute game. Then again, it might have been because two really cute girls were playing it. Still, I'm surprised you didn't join them, human. Couldn't keep up with their steps? I was more interested in meeting you than playing some game. How unfortunate to ignore the appeal that games hold. It isn't healthy to always look upon life with such a serious and worrisome attitude. Isn't that right, dear Machi-chan? That's not fair to John. Takahiro didn't know the rules, and it wouldn't be fair to bring someone halfway. If he learns how to play, I'm sure he'll join next time. It's not healthy.
The girl took a deep breath and closed her eyes, composing herself.
Michael's right. Takahiro has yet to learn the game, and it's not his fault. I'm just teasing him, dearest. There's no need to get so worked up. But I'm glad that you are all here. One thing surprised me, however.
What is it?
The fact that your precious Takahiro is here with you. Doesn't it strike you both as old, a human like him, being so friendly with spirits? The last time I recall seeing such a thing was when Magic-Dan was but a toddler. This has me curious. Why is he here with your brother than someone of his own kind? That's the guards from the village. They arrested him because of our actions. He helped us to escape and was arrested instead. We rescued him, allow him to stay with us. It's fine. I swear he's just a human. He seems to be not from around here. You need to not take offense, my dear. I simply find it rather fascinating to see a human within a spirit. I am well aware that he's not from the village. I take little interest in the close-minded humans of his realm, so your assumptions are correct. The boy is not a being of this world. And yet, he might end up playing an important role, whether he likes it or not.
I already told Maiko-chan and Machiko-san this before, but it doesn't matter to me whether there are spirits around. I kind of like this place. That said, I'd still like to get back to my own world. I have an important tournament to prepare for.
Alright, your upcoming battle. Let's take discussion inside, shall we? We'll wait your return, Takahiro.
It seemed like the sisters could no longer accompany me. Feeling nervous, my steps grew a bit hesitant as I followed the spirit inside.
Here we are, the place for our very first conversation. I guess now would be a good time to introduce myself. My name is Turi, and just like your two companions out there, I'm one of the spirits that inhabit this realm.
But you're different from them, aren't you?
How observant of you. Yeah, there's a difference between myself and most other spirits. Spirits abide rather a simple hierarchy. The stronger the spirit, the higher their standing. Then again, strength is often associated with experience.
So what, you were saying that you are an ancient being or something?
I wouldn't go that far. Takahiro, it's rude to question a girl's age. But let's move on to the subject of your desire to return to your own world.
You're going to send me back, right?
I'm afraid sending you back is beyond my capabilities.
Hold on. Weren't you the one who sent me here in the first place?
I'm afraid that wasn't the case. It was your wish that sent you here. During our first encounter, I did mention that this place was special, didn't I?
Now that I thought about it, she did mention something along those lines. I briefly closed my eyes, trying to recall what she had said before. This is a place like no other.
That's right. Having spent time with the foxgirls, you likely already know that there is magic in this world. However, it's not as though Maiko-chan herself possesses any magic. Said magic. Rather, her body is simply able to connect with it.
That sounds a bit complicated.
The bodies of people who are capable of using magic create a special kind of link to the magic of this world. Try to imagine it like this. The magic within the world flow through several gateways. We commonly refer to them as mana gateways. Those who possess the ability to use magic draw on the mana flowing from these gates. A different term for these people is mana receivers.
So you're also drawing on this magic?
Haha, no, my boy. I'm not drawing the magic of this realm. I'm powerful enough to perform magic on my own. However, this shrine is located on a mana gateway, which will explain why the shrine in your world is said to be capable of granting wishes.
Then why can't you use that magic to send me back?
Because it's not my magic that brought you here. It's the magic of the shrine, or rather, the world itself that pulled you into this realm.
So you're saying that I'm stuck here forever?
Not forever. You simply need to carry out the will of the world.
Oh, great. You're saying this world has a will of its own now. And how the hell am I going to find out what it wants me to do?
That's what you have me for, silly. I'm the guardian of the shrine, so obviously I know of its intentions. In your case, the task you were given was quite a harsh one.
Don't tell me I have to collect wedding sashes.
And marry my magician in the process. You wish.
Oh, I actually wish I could marry Magic.
Yep. Teasing aside, the region is having its fair share of problems. Spirits and humans have lived apart for a long time, but it wasn't always like this.
Wait, spirits have a world of their own?
Yeah, but that realm had started to merge with this one, causing some spirits to find themselves trapped here. Unfortunately, this happened before the more powerful spirits had the opportunity to reverse the damage done.
Does that mean that Machiko-san and Maiko-chan are...
They don't belong in this world, although neither of them likely realized this. They were much like human toddlers when they first arrived in this world.
I slowly start to understand the reason why the fox spirits are and the villagers were on such bad terms. Anyone would be restless if pigs from another world that you had never heard of suddenly showed up at your doorstep.
Is that why there's so much tension between them and the villagers? I'm afraid that the Fox sisters became the victims of a misunderstanding. You see, Machida and Maiko-chan aren't the only spirits within this realm. There are others which has caused things to escalate.
You mean there are other fox spirits?
Not fox spirits, but other spirits. They were sent to this realm just like the sisters, but unfortunately they were sent rather far from here. While Machida and Maiko-chan were close enough for me to take care for them, the others weren't so lucky.
What do you mean?
Did something happen to them? Along with Maiko-chan and Machida, four other spirits were sent here when the worlds briefly merged. Unlike the Fox sisters, those four didn't have anyone to watch over them, and as a result they grew rather spoiled and wild.
That's bad news. So, what you're saying is spirits going wild. It sounds like a recipe for trouble.
Yeah, they grew oblivious of the way human society worked, and their behavior made humans mistake them for monsters. Even now, those girls and their games are mistaken as acts of violence, and as a result, tension arose between the spirits and humans.
So Machiko-san and Maiko-chan are discriminated against because of those spirits.
You could say that, yeah.
Then why didn't you try to stop them?
Because I can't leave this forest. I am the guardian spirit of the shrine. I cannot leave my domain.
I couldn't help but wonder what purpose all this talk about spirits served. Could it have had something to do with finding my way back home? Okay, do you think solving the problem with the spirits could be my ticket out of here?
Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if dealing with those spirits would solve the problems between the spirits and humans. It would be difficult to track them down, but there may be an opportunity for you soon.
An opportunity?
I'm sensing one of them, heading through the forest towards the village. If you can convince Machi-tan and Maiko-chan to help you protect the village, the villagers might be willing to accept them.
That did make sense. If Machiko and Maiko were seen protecting the village from a possible threat, they might be forgiven for the panties incident.
Do you think it will work? Only time will tell. For now, you better get the girls and make haste towards the village before the wild spirit causes any more damage.
Nodding my head in agreement, I quickly ran outside, trying to think of how I could convince Machiko and Maiko to help me save the village. Surely they would be better off known as heroes rather than pranksters. However, I doubted that the sisters had feelings of fondness toward the villagers, considering their continued treatment of the two girls.
I wonder how he will solve the challenge set before him.
I found Machiko and Maiko talking near the steps leading back in the forest. The two girls looked like they were playing a game similar to hopscotch on the white shrine steps. It was time for me to figure out how to convince the girls.
Oh, Taka-kun, is everything alright? You look worried. So you already told me something interesting. Oh, what is it? Did she tell you Onesa must boost size? Maiko! Oh,
No, nothing like that. And even if she offered to, I would have said no. I'm a gentleman after all. She told me about some recent events, and I think I found a way to get you both accepted by the village.
Wait, what? What did she do? She has not told us a thing.
She didn't go into too many details. She just told me that some wild spirits caused a lot of trouble for the villagers and gave you guys a bad reputation. If we can convince the villagers that the other spirits are just playing, maybe we can figure out a way to protect them. And if show up to help, maybe they will warm up to you.
Yay, that will work for sure! Tsuchan and Takani are so smart! Whoa, wait, Maiko, calm down, Taka-kun. There's no way the villagers will accept us easily. Even if we convince their elder, the two guards will never forgive us for our theft.
I firmly believe that it's better to try something and fail than to regret not having tried. I mean, those girls will probably be upset, but maybe they would be more willing to listen to your story if we were to save the village.
better to try something and fail than regret not having tried. But won't you be sad if you fail despite having tried so hard? Well, it will only hurt if I fail. Nothing is ever set in stone, so it never hurts to try. Well, I was rather certain this idea would work. I knew I first had to convince the girls. With the amount of confidence my tone carried, I was hopeful that it was only a matter of time before Machiko would begin to consider it. I'm not so sure, Taka-kun. Do you really want to face the wrath of Mio head-on? If it's for the sake of my friend, sure. And if we were lucky, she'll finally show that there side of her. I'm afraid. I want to play with all the people in the village. I want to be able to eat delicious smelling foods and learn all about them. What about you, Machiko-san? Don't you want to be able to walk around without the constant fear of being chased down by angry villagers? This could be the only chance we have. I suppose with both you being so enthusiastic, I do not have much of a choice in the matter. It would be nice to be able to buy sake from the human world. Spirit sake is rather blunt. That's the spirit. We should hurry to the village then. Farewell, Taka-kun. Meanwhile, in the village, the two girls who had just returned from patrolling the area found their village in uproar. Chaos reigned supreme as villagers fled their homes, screaming about some monsters that had appeared in the marketplace. Armed with their weapons, the two rushed off to deal with the threats. Another attack so soon! First those crafty fogs! Crooks, sneaking in twice, and now this! Hikage report, what is it this time? Several shop owners report seeing the same girl enter their shops, take food, and eat it without paying. Afterwards seemed to turn, see through, and went away. She was reported nearby, but One? How could one girl cause this much havoc? Those useless guardsmen! Hikage, come with me. We will deal with this one girl ourselves. I don't know if I can. What do you mean? Spirit. Right, Narumi. I need to ensure that no one gets near. I'm trusting you with this. Much to the relief of Narumi, the katana-wielding girl approached a nearby shop, which had a crowd of people gathered around it. Devious monster! Show yourself in the instant! Surrender yourself and I might let you go free! However, the moment she tried to enter the building, a large pink man surged outwards, knocking her back onto the ground. Yeah! In the shadow of a nearby building, a figure could be seen rustling about. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a girl, seemingly occupied downing several bottles of sake before she dropped them and turned to look at the person who had interrupted her. When she finally moved into light, it became clear that she wasn't a villager, but a girl covered in slime from head to toe. I spilled that tasty drink because it surprised me. I am sad. What the? You're not welcome here, Spirit. You caused chaos, and that tasty drink, as you said, was not yours. You're a thief and a nuisance. Leave immediately. I'm not a thief. And what's a nuisance? You're just trying to act like a smarty pants because I don't know those fancy words. Typical. It means you are a bother. You don't belong here. Liar. The forest is my home, and this place is part of the forest. Therefore, I am not the thief. Everything in the forest belongs to me and my sisters, including you. Well, Bean, don't try anything fun, Spirit. I have fought against your kind before, and I still stand strong here today. Hikage, evacuate the people. Seems like the human girl wants to play. Don't leave my ability to defend this village. The girl lunged forward with her katana drawn and slashed through the spirit's body. However, the part that was sliced through sealed up almost as quickly, rendering the attack completely ineffective. That tickles. With the sword stuck inside the slime girl's body, the spirit quickly lashed forwards, spraying several jets of slimy substance at the female guard, who soon discovered that her clothes began to melt away. Let's see how confident you are without your sword and the clothes. Humming the last part with childish playfulness, the slime girl pushed the swordsman down onto the grass, the slime that had been splattered onto her starting to harden, causing her to stick to the ground. Whoa. And what? Let me go! Cheater! Devious fan! You're the one who tried to use the sword against me. Don't you know that girls like me can easily avoid such things? Besides, this way I can continue eating in peace. Now, big girl, stay here while I grab some yumis. I will not rest until you have been vanquished. Damn you! It's useless. Once my slime hardens, a puny human like you won't be able to break out of it. Especially one who is powerless without a sharp stick. I assure you I am more than just a monkey with a sharp stick. You'll never break my stamina. You will not make me silent. Mia struggled, clenching her fists in a fair effort to try and free herself. The slime cracked here and there, but nothing indicated that it was ready to yield. Yeah, you're a stuck monkey, but you're kind of loud. It's giving me a headache. The slime girl playfully tapped her forehead as Mio continued the desperate attempt to break free.
Just tell me this. Why do spirits target us? You could go anywhere. You could spend today's skin in deep in the forest, and yet you constantly attack us, constantly throw our lungs around like they were nothing. But the forest is boring. There isn't anyone around to play with aside from my sisters. You must are such a curious bunch, but it's not fun when you all raise your swords, torches, and pitchforks whenever we visit. You know what else isn't fun? Having to rebuild our homes every time we visit. We do not want our lives ruined every time we are feeling bored and wish to play. We are not toys, you monster. We are humans, proud and wise, strong beings with souls and minds. We will not stand by idly as to terrorize our people. I'm not too sure about pride and strength. You realize that if it wasn't for my slime, you'd be giving the villagers a show they wouldn't soon forget, don't you? This distance, you're the one who... my clothes are... It's not important right now. If it wasn't for this goo, I would still have my clothes on. Fine, monster! Proud little thing! Soon to me to remove my slime. I guess you are kind of annoying with your nagging and all. Maybe I need to punish you a bit. The slime girl smiled graciously at me, and the slime that covered the girl started to compress, almost painfully so. This is nothing compared to what this village has had to endure. I only came by to get some yummies. You're the one who decided to make a show out of it. You took from many shops without paying for it. Actually, maybe I should wrap you in a cocoon and drag you back to my home. Then I won't have to visit the village to play with someone. If that is what it takes, I will do anything for the village and the people in it. You promise me that you will not return to the village and... you aren't exactly in position to make demands. Stop, you can't go in there!
There they are, Maiko-chan, go, use your magic.
Right!
The sound of running footsteps came from the crowd when suddenly the slime girl felt their body growing warmer. Small flame sparks seemingly floating around her body, causing her body to slowly melt. At the same time, from amidst the crowd, three figures appeared to keep the slime girl from her prey. Two fox spirits, one muttering an incantation of sorts while the other was holding some sort of ritualistic stuff. Trailing behind them was the Naginata wielding guard, accompanied by a young man. Please, Nari-san, we are trying to help. I don't want to have to stop you.
If you think you can save me on, then okay, just know that if any fun business goes down, I will chop your head clean off.
Right, I hope the girls know what they are doing.
Sakura, what are you doing here? You... fox!
While the slime girl was being distracted by the fox spirits, I ran over to Mia's side, using all my strength to pull at the slime that covered her. However, all I seemed to manage was a slight tear. Freeing the girl was clearly going to take a while.
They are here to help us.
They are here to help, so use your energy for something useful, like getting rid of that damn slime.
Machiko, here you come to play as well? Please tell your sister to stop her spell. It feels rather tingly. Machiko, keep up the good work. No, Sakura, I have not to come to play. You're a fool, a bubble-brained moron. Why are you harassing the villagers? If you wanted food, you know you could have come to the mansion. Mini Machiko, you can't tell me what to do. Not to mention the fruit from the village is tastier than the fruit at your village. Besides, I just want to play with them a bit. But then they started screaming and smacking her with her sharp stick, trying to scare me away. I will not stand for these insults. Just you wait until I'm free. Honestly, the spell is almost done. If I keep going on, it might... Just more, little one. Sakura, I do not wish for this to end this way. You know what will happen if my spell is allowed to continue. You might get stuck in your midget for a long time, and I'm certain you do not want that. Leave this village, please. You're going to melt me. That's unfair. My sisters won't be happy to hear my chicken back outside with the silly humans when all I was doing was having some fun. I'll be back. And with those words, the slime girl melted into a pool of water and soon disappeared from sight. Once the slime girl had disappeared from the village, I succeeded in entering of the slime that covered Mio. However, as the slime shattered into millions of tiny pieces, Mio was left without any form of cover, causing me to quickly cover my eyes. Don't you dare look at me! Scrambling to her feet, the girl rushed away, most likely in search of a change of clothes. With the slime girl gone, the villagers turned towards the fox spirits with confused gazes. The tension there was thick. No one knew what to expect. Finally, a familiar figure emerged from within the crowd.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you again, Takahiro-kun, even if the circumstances could have been better.
What are you saying, Elder?
The man is clearly cahoots with spirits.
Wait a second, this girl just wants help. Oh, that's not my head hurts. It's okay, dear, I'm here, just hold on to me tightly. I'll protect you and so will Taka-kun. It's a trap!
Silence! How dare you act with such hostility toward those who just saved your lives?
The crowd seemed rather startled by the firmness in the old man's voice, but soon obeyed, some of them feeling rather ashamed all of a sudden.
It is clear that you and your companions did not come here with ill intentions. Takahiro-kun, I must ask you to forgive the people for their nervousness and hostility. As you have most likely noticed, contact between the spirits and humans has been rather problematic at best.
I understand their concern, but will you at least hear me out?
Very well, if that is what you desire, then it will be the least we can do for those who have helped save the village upon this day. However, let us wait for the chief to return. I believe it will be important for her to hear what you have to say.
I'll go find Karoji-sama. Feeling grateful that the elder had granted me the chance to carry out my plan, we waited for Mio to return. Thankfully, the elder brought us somewhere private, where Machiko could tend to make away without the villagers looking on in contempt. And this is the moment we end the episode. We'll see where this is going in the next one, so for now, hope you enjoyed it. And we'll continue Sakura Spirits tomorrow. Bye bye.